Good morning, guys. Welcome back to our live stream at Simply Forex. Hope you're all well. We have got some new tech, got a new camera. You can probably see every wrinkle in my face. I apologize for that. And we've also got a new mic, which is rammed in my face, but my editor assures me the picture and sound quality will be better. So yeah, let's hope so. So yeah, new tech, new suntan, if not slightly burnt from the Philippines. Oh, yeah, sorry guys. We're having a few technical difficulties this morning, but we are all good and up and running now. And I hope you can see and hear me. Can they see and hear me? Yes, I'm getting a nod. Yes, you can hear me. Good. All right, then, guys. So yeah, good to be back. Had a thoroughly good time in the Philippines. Thank you, John, for telling me that I had a suntan. Some say sunburn, others say suntan, but nonetheless, yeah, a different color. But yeah, had a really nice time in the Philippines, guys. Nice to just chill and relax. So yeah, we're back now, though. Let's focus on the trades and the charts for today. Excuse me, guys. And remember, guys, if any of you got any questions that you want to fire at me, just fire them whenever you like, guys. And we will go through your questions throughout the live stream and answer as many as we can. We'll follow our normal format. I'll look back at yesterday's trades. I'll look at today's potential trades. And the trades for today, guys, I've got about 7 ideas. So there's lots of different trades to look at today. And yeah, we'll look back at yesterday as well. It was a tricky day with the US dollar. That consumer confidence news really gave weakness to the dollar. Yeah, so we saw the US dollar, Canadian dollar shoot down. That was one of our trade ideas. And we also saw Euro US dollar shoot up out of that triangle. And these are all things that we will look at today. Remember, guys, just a couple of things to remember me. My editor is nudging me. We have a Discord channel, so that's in the link. There's a link in the comments below the vid, guys. Also, we have a mentorship program now. So if you would like to be mentored one-on-one with myself, then please drop us an email, hello simplyforex@gmail.com. Anything else I need to mention? No, nothing else. Oh yeah, if you'd like to come on, you can even come on to the live stream, guys, and talk to me one-on-one. Maybe there's a few questions you would like to ask me face-to-face. So you can do that. If not, just leave a question in the comments below the vid. All right, guys. So yeah, morning, John. Morning, Kevin. Morning, everyone. What we're going to do now, guys, we'll start with the trade from yesterday. So what we'll do, we'll start with Euro US dollar, because I know this trade caught a few of you out in the Discord channel. All right, so let's take a look at Euro US dollar to start with. So, guys, as we've all been looking at this chart on the Discord channel, on the YouTube channel, we've just been looking at Euro US dollar, and we've all been pretty much seeing the same thing, yeah, which is this triangle that we've seen. Sorry about my drawing, yeah, but this triangle that we can see with the grey lines, and also this area of resistance that was obviously broken yesterday. All right, so we're going to see what happened to this and why I actually stayed out of this pair. So, guys, as you can see, yeah, with this downward channel, yeah, and this area of resistance, this zone here became a really important area for us to look at. Yeah. So we was all expecting to potentially look for shorts at this level and take it lower. Okay. And you would be perfectly within your right mind to think this. Yeah, that would be a reasonable thing to think. Okay. So that's what we were all looking at. But yeah, I was also thinking price could break out above this zone. But this was supported by the consumer confidence news yesterday as well. All right, but let's drop down to the H1 chart now and see what actually happened in more detail. So remember, guys, when we start the day, none of this had happened. Yeah, that big green candle hadn't happened. But what we were looking for, guys, yeah, was potentially this. So when price gets into our grey zone, an important daily grey zone, which it was, which we've clearly shown on the day chart, I am then looking for a H1 structure breakdown, which is what we get. Yeah, we do get a structure breakdown. Yeah, price was in a uptrend on the H1, higher highs, higher lows, didn't quite create a higher high, higher high. And then when this low is broken, this low here, yeah, structure has changed. We even had some candles that rebounded off of that last support, yeah, and you'll be perfectly within your right mind to start wanting to short this pair, all right, and that would normally be a good trade, guys. But like I always say to you guys, okay, no, so okay, just a bit of an echo. They can hear me okay, just a bit of an echo. Okay, maybe I'll move it away a little bit. Anyway, yeah, so we were looking for a H1 breakdown once price got into this grey zone. And that's exactly what we got, all right, on the H1. But guys, like I always say, I know your H1 time frame for me is my entry time frame, but I have to be aware of what the H4 is doing, okay? So if we look at the H4 now, guys, as you can see, sorry, let's just take a quick time check of when that was. So yeah, this was around 6, 7 o'clock. Okay. Okay. So yeah, we were seeing that around here, guys. Okay. So we were seeing this H1 was coming down here. Yeah. And H1 was breaking down around this time. Okay. Yeah. Broke down around here. So on the H1, we were seeing a structure break, but on the H4, guys, yeah, I'm not willing to short that. Yeah, if we look at this price action, yeah, so price has come up, tested a high, come back down, broke that high, yeah, okay, and then when it comes back down, yeah, this whole area here is a potential area to take longs, okay, so yeah, let me just make that a little bit clearer. So yeah, once prices come up and tested it, once it breaks, this zone is obviously a good area for support now. It was once resistance, it becomes support. And that H1 breakdown was trying to sell into this zone. Okay, which is why I stayed out of it, guys. I didn't like this trade. I mentioned it on the Discord channel that I was staying out of this pair, and eventually price started coming back up. All right, guys. So if we drop down to the M15 chart, guys, yeah, it was this we were seeing. Okay, so let's zoom in. Difficult to zoom in because we have this huge area here. But yeah, so this was the H1 coming up. This is the M15 and the H1 was coming up. And then eventually this H1 level broke. This was this last H1 low here. Okay, and that broke. Okay, that was that H1 candle. And then you can see on the M15 chart, we just had price, we had buying pressure from the H4 chart, and we had selling pressure from the H1 chart. Hence, we just got this box of indecision, guys. Yeah, this box of indecision just told us that the market didn't know what to do with itself. And again, guys, as I said on the Discord channel, as soon as we get a break either side of this box of indecision, that's when we can start. The market will tell us what it wants to do. All right. And as you can see, this M15 candle breaks out of this box of indecision and price just carries on up. All right, guys. So I'm sure the Euro US dollar caught a few of you out yesterday. So yeah, but be aware of the higher time frame, guys. So the H1 structure had broken, but on the H4, it was telling us that buyers were still wanting to take this market up. We had a box of indecision. on the M15 chart, and then we got this candle. And if anything, we could look for longs off of this candle, okay, to take price up. Okay, guys, so yeah, it was a tricky one, the euro US dollar, for a lot of you guys. So I just wanted to cover that first. And that's what I was seeing. Yeah, H1 selling pressure, H4 buying pressure equals the market doesn't know what to do with itself. And then it eventually made a decision. All right. It was also supported by the bad numbers, the bad data on the consumer confidence data coming out of the US. Okay, so for me yesterday, guys, I didn't have a trade on this pair. Okay, so even though H1 structure broke down, I stayed out of the euro US dollar. Okay, the trade that I did get into yesterday, guys, was this. It was the US dollar against the Canadian dollar. All right, and this came down nicely. Again, yeah, a little bit supported by the bad data that came out, but this was a great trade for us yesterday, guys. So US dollar, Canadian dollar, we liked this trade yesterday. So we were trying to short this pair yesterday, guys. Yeah, price come up, higher highs, higher lows, didn't create a higher high, and then price broke down, broke this low, and we didn't create a higher high. Okay, so for me, structurally, we were in a downtrend, and then price has come back up. It's tested these last highs. All right. Yeah, it's tested it with this candle. We were trying to short off this candle. We were trying to short off of this candle, and we were trying to short off of this candle, and we were also trying to short off of this rejection wick here. Okay. So for all of this selling pressure, we were looking to sell the market and take the price potentially back down to here. And I don't see any reason why this won't come back down to this level. All right, guys. But I just want to focus a little bit of time on this day chart, okay? Because I talk to you all the time, guys, about reading the candlesticks. And I'm going to go into a little bit of detail with reading candlesticks, all right? It is very important that you know how to do this as a trader. All the information you need as a trader are in the candlesticks. Okay. So guys, let's start it from here. We're going to start from this candle here. Yeah, we're in an uptrend. Okay, and then yeah, nothing but buyers in control. We get a doji. We're not sure who's in control. And then we get another bullish candle, and price just keeps going up. Yeah, buyers are in complete control of this market. Okay, then we get sellers start entering the market. Okay, so we're thinking I won't be taking buys anymore, but we could start considering shorts. But obviously, I would need a structure break. Okay, and then we get this candle, but then buyers take control of the market. Okay, and then the market just whipsaws basically, guys. All right, but we get buyers and sellers are, you know, making this area, making this square here, guys. Yeah, buyers and sellers are fighting it out. Okay, so when price comes back up to these last highs, yeah, we need to see what the candles are telling us. All right, so we've got this buying pressure, yeah, up into this gray zone, up into our resistance level here. But then as you can see with these candles, as they approach the zone, yeah, buyers are slowing down. Yeah, buyers are becoming weaker and weaker and weaker as we hit this last high. All right, then we see a huge rejection wick. Okay, bearish engulfing candlestick pattern at these highs. Everything about this candle is telling us to short the market. Okay, I know we get a bullish reaction as the next candle, but literally the next day, sellers are back in control. All right, then buyers are still there, but they're not winning the battle. I mean, look at this. Yeah, these are not bullish candles. They're green candles. But again, the market is telling you that buyers are becoming weaker and weaker and weaker. And then sure enough, we get this bearish candle. All right. we get a green candle, but it has a large wick. And then again yesterday, we get a bearish candle. So in all of this section here, it's basically showing you that sellers are slowly taking control of this market. All right. So that's what I mean by reading the candlesticks, guys. Yeah. Your number one job as a trader is to ask yourself, who is in control? Yeah. Is it buyers or sellers? That is, if you want to bring trading back to absolute basics, that's your job. Yeah. You need to decide who is in control, buyers or sellers. And this area here just tells us that sellers have taken control of this market. All right, guys. So yeah, read the candlesticks. This is a skill that you must master, in my opinion. All right. So yeah. So for all of those reasons, guys, all of this bearish selling activity and these bearish candles, we were looking to short the market. All right, and then we go down to the H1, guys, and this is always our entry time frame. All right, and as you can see, guys, price came up to our gray zone, yeah, and then we got a reaction. If I zoom in a little bit, yeah, come up to our gray zone nicely. All right, and then we got this candle here, and this was a great entry candle, guys. All right, so yeah, what's not to like? Yeah, we've got again reading candles as candles come up into this gray zone. Yeah, buyers are weakening, then sellers come into the frame, and then bang, we get our bearish candle. Okay, this is a great entry for us. Yeah, price is slowing down, buyers are losing control. We get this bearish candle. I wouldn't enter on this bearish candle. I would then wait for the next candle. And that's all the confirmation I need. Yeah, I entered on the close of this candle. I put my stop above here. And what I did, guys, I closed 80% back at this gray zone here. I got a little bit more than a risk to reward of 1:1. I closed 80%. Okay, and now I'm still in this trade for 20%. Okay, so I'm just going to let this trade run. All right. What I will do now, remember, I've got my stop loss up here, yeah, for 20% now. And I'm going to move this down to above these last swing highs here. So my stop loss for 20% is now here. All right, guys. So yeah, we'll see what happens today, but great trade on the US dollar, Canadian dollar. I hope you took it, guys. It was textbook. Come up into our gray zone. Buyers were slowing down. Bang. Sellers took control of the market. Took it down to our next area of support. Closed 80%. And now we're leaving 20% to run. A beautiful trade, guys. Yeah. So yeah, I hope you took that. Yeah. So guys, yeah, if you've got any questions at this point, yeah, please. I'm going to show you the trade ideas now, but if you've got any pairs that you would like me to look at, then please let me know, guys. All right, just leave a question and I will have a look. So guys, trades that I'm looking at for today. There are many trades that I am looking for today. All right, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 that I'm looking at. Normally, guys, I will narrow this down for just 2 or 3 trades for you each morning, as I do in my daily morning analysis. But today, guys, we're going to take a look at everything that I'm looking at. Okay, so we're going to start with US dollar, Canadian dollar. All right, so this, guys, is still a short for me. Okay, A-Rod, I will do gold in a minute. Yeah, no problem. Let's take a look at our first trade idea. So this is still a trade idea, guys. Yeah, US dollar against the Canadian dollar. Like I say, sellers are taking control of this market. Yeah, at these highs, it's been reacting. Okay, so I'm going to remove our gray zones because we're going to plot some new ones. Yeah, we'll do it together as one big happy family. So, yeah, price, I've already explained this, guys. Price for me, when we had this structure break, has been in a downtrend. and we're looking to short this back down to here. And yesterday we had a bearish candle. Okay, what's not to like about shorting this? Okay, then we're going to drop down to the H1 chart, guys. And for me now, we've got some different zones. So we've got this area here. Okay, and also this area here. Okay. Have we got, I mean, it could potentially come back up to this high. Okay, but I don't expect it to. Okay, guys, so I would be looking shorts from one of these zones, okay? So if price comes up into this gray zone, then I'm looking for shorts, guys. We just want to see a bearish reaction. Or if price comes up to here, again, a bearish reaction. Or even if price comes back up to here, I don't expect it to, but also a bearish reaction, and we can enter. All right. If we look at the H4, guys. Yeah. So I don't expect it to come back up to here. Going to remove that gray zone. All right. So we've got our two gray zones, guys, and we just want to look for shorts on US dollar CAD today for those reasons. All right. Okay, I will share more trade ideas later, but let's take a look at some of your questions, guys. So, A-Rod, you were first. You would like gold, my man. Let's have a look. So this is gold. Yeah, this is a tricky one, this one. I was looking at this morning, guys. So, with gold, let's start on the weekly chart, guys. All right, let me remove this. Sorry, guys, this was from one of my mentorship programs. Okay, so as you can see, guys, the weekly time frame is in a downtrend. Lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs. Hasn't created a lower low yet. Okay, so could trend be changing? Okay, we don't know yet. All right, if we zoom across the weekly chart, the thing is, it's also broken this zone. Yeah, the thing with this is that it's broken this zone. Yeah, this was such an important zone. Okay, and the weekly structure has broken this. So, excuse me, let me get some of my vodka, guys. You know I need that in the morning. Particularly strong this morning. So the weekly chart, guys, yeah, I'm looking for shorts, really, okay? But on the day chart, we're seeing a double bottom, yeah? And potentially some move to the upside, yeah? So price was in a downtrend, lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, lower lows. And then we've had this huge rejection at this level, okay? And then price has come back down, formed a double bottom, okay? And then we got this huge reaction here as well. The only problem with this reaction is this was the next candle. Let's zoom in a little bit. Was this candle here, guys? That the momentum from this candle didn't continue upwards. Yeah. Instead, we got quite a bearish rejection. So for me, guys, it is untradeable today. And because of the weekly chart, I wouldn't like to keep taking longs here. Okay, but let's drop down to a lower time frame and see if we've got some potential trades here. I mean, even this, guys, the H4 has technically broken down, yeah, because we have lower lows, and then it's come back up and testing these highs. So it's a super tricky one to trade, guys, to be honest with you. I wouldn't like to be long in this at the moment because of that daily wick and that weekly structure. I wouldn't like to be selling it, to be quite honest, because of this very bullish candle that's come off this double bottom here. So for me, guys, it's just stay out. sorry to act like a politician, A-Rod, and sit on the fence, but I would just stay out of this pair. If we started getting a break of this, if we start, price came up and started breaking this bullish, this bearish candle, then I would start looking for longs. Okay. But because of this bearish candle, it's difficult for me to start buying this pair. Because if we started buying now, we would just be buying into this H4 resistance. And I just cannot buy into this. If we get a break of this and a retest, then yes, but I cannot buy into that. All right, guys. So I hope that helps A-Rod with gold. Yeah, John. Hello, John. An excellent contributor to our Discord channel. Yeah, so John is looking at pound Swiss franc. Okay, so let's take a look at that, guys. Again, I remember looking at this morning. This is a tricky one. Okay, so pound Swiss franc. All right, so let's take a look at this then, guys. So again, let's start from the weekly chart. I always start with the weekly chart. And for me, yeah, this is potentially, we've got this gray zone here. So this was the last weekly area of support. Yeah, you can clearly see here, historically, this was a level of support. And now the weekly chart is back in this gray zone. So if we get a reaction, we could take price lower. Also, I like the fact that it's hitting our dynamic support, which is our moving average 20. Yeah, this yellow line is a dynamic area of resistance. Okay, so it's hitting this gray zone. It's hitting the moving average 20. All right, and if we looked at the weekly chart, yeah, these buyers are slowing down. Yeah, again, read the candles. Read the candles. Yeah, the technology is not broken. I'm just repeating myself. But you can see, yeah, this candle was a little bit more bullish, but you can see that buyers are slowing down. Yeah, here, buyers were rampant. Yeah, and price went up. But as we've approached this gray zone, the buyers have been slowing down. All right, so looking at the weekly chart, you know, we could potentially be looking for shorts. If we go back to the day chart now, guys, and what we've seen here is these last, what's the high of this candle? The high is 13958. What's the close? 13962. Okay, so it has just broke, but this candle has just broken, literally just broken this high, but it's not exactly a bearish candle that gives me confidence to start coming higher. But on the day chart, it's clearly in an uptrend, guys. Higher highs, higher lows, higher highs. And then pretty much we've had this box of, another box of indecision, guys. Yeah, price has got here and just doesn't know what to do with itself. Okay. For me, I'm still looking for shorts on this. Yeah, if we go down to the H4 chart now, yeah, I know H4 is in an upward trend, higher highs, higher lows, and it's broken this last high over here with this candle. So H4 is telling me to potentially buy this pair. Okay. But let's look at the H1. Yeah, because we're in this gray zone, guys, look at the size of that gray zone. Let me delete this gray zone. So that was that weekly gray zone. For me, guys, because of where that weekly gray zone is and the weekly chart, I'm looking for shorts. So with this pair, I won't sit on the fence. I'm looking for shorts. Yeah, I would want to see a structure breakdown on the H1. So price comes up, maybe retest the highs, comes back down, eventually breaks these lows here. Okay, and then we can start shorting. The problem you're going to have, like we did with the euro US dollar, is this. Yeah, this is an area which was once resistance of potential support. So even another break of this level to come lower. Okay. Yeah. So that's what I'm seeing, guys. I would short this pair with a H1 structure breakdown, but you have to be careful of this level as well, because price could react back up to here. Okay. But yeah, that's what I want to see on pound Swiss franc. Is that what you're seeing, John? Let us know in the Discord channel. Right. Any other questions? What we've got here? How do you close 80% of your trade? So Jay, quite simple, really. So US dollar, Canadian dollar. Remember the trade I took from yesterday? Let's say I'm in a trade for 100K. Yeah, I'm in a trade for 100K lot size. All right. So I entered here. My stop is here. And then I took profit here. Okay. So once I've taken this profit, I close 80%. Okay. And just to keep the math simple, that is 80K. I will close 80K of my 100K lot. Okay. And then 20K is obviously still remaining, and that's 20%. Okay. And this, so I've closed 80% here. I've now moved my stop loss to here. Okay, so this is only a 20K left on the trade, but I've moved my stop loss because for me, I trail it according to H1 structure. Yeah, so price has come down, tested this level, and it's breaking lower. So this area here is a good area for me to hide my stop behind. All right, so Jay, I hope that answers that. What do we have here? We also had someone asking for GBP Aussie dollar. Is that right? Yeah, that's right. Okay, good. I'm not going mad. I did see that. Let's have a look at pound Aussie dollar. Okay, so pound Aussie dollar. Yeah. Okay, so let me remove this. Again, guys, this was a trade we were looking at on my mentorship program, and these two gray zones remain. These are good gray zones to look at. All right, so again, let's start with the weekly chart, and you will find this gray zone here. Let's remove it and I'll draw it with you. So this gray zone here was a good weekly resistance level. Okay, yeah, so let's draw that in. Yeah, this low here, okay, was once an area of support, and when it hits, it becomes resistance. So we're seeing that. However, yeah, the structure is in an uptrend. Yeah, once these highs here were broken with this candle, we're in an uptrend. Okay, so it's a bit of selling pressure plus buying pressure on the weekly chart, and this usually leads to indecision. So if we go down to the day chart, guys, that's pretty much what we're seeing at the moment, a bit of indecision. So again, on the day chart, this was that weekly level, and we've got sellers, okay? But then on the day chart, we're in an uptrend, higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, and then it's come back down, tested this gray zone, what was once resistance becomes support, and now we have buying pressure. Selling pressure and buying pressure equals dojis and candles that don't know what to do with themselves. And then sure enough, if we look at this last couple of days, we've pretty much had dojis. Yeah, it doesn't know what to do with itself between this gray zone and this gray zone. All right. If I had to trade this, if you said, Tom, you have to trade this, or I will pull your fingernails out, then I would keep with day trend and buy this pair. I would look to take it back up to these highs and let it retest these highs. Okay, so yeah, pound Aussie dollar, it's in this buying, selling pressure. But yeah, if I had to, I would take it back up to this last high. Okay, so yeah, that's what I'm seeing on pound Aussie dollar. Right, anything else? Let me have a look. Do you only use the 20 MA? Yes, I do, A-Rod. That's the only thing I use. It acts as dynamic support or resistance for me. And the 20 moving average is the middle of the Bollinger Band. So it acts as a mean, as an average. You'll see price will usually come back to the 20 moving average. And then potentially use it as support or resistance. That's the only thing I use. As you know, guys, if you've been with my channel for a while now, I don't use indicators. Yeah, some guys do in the Discord channel and have huge success with indicators. I'm not saying they are a bad thing. I just don't use them. I rely on price action, support and resistance levels, and what the candlesticks are telling me. I keep it that simple, guys, to be honest. Right. Do you know it's called by the whippiness? Yes, this is a word. I use it. So the whippiness of the market. John asked, do you think the whippiness of the market is caused a bit by Japan and China interfering in the market? I think it's a number of things. I think the indices are in a weekly downtrend. Okay, so all this buying pressure on the indices, people are thinking, is this just a good zone to take it lower? We don't know, but that's what people are thinking with the indices. Also, the dollar strength has led to indecision. The dollar has almost become a flight to safety currency. Yeah, that's what the yen used to be. Yeah, and still is, but yeah, the dollar has taken that mantle. So all eyes are on the dollar. Yeah. So, and as you know, the dollar has been, let's look at the dollar index. Yeah. As you know, guys, with the dollar, yeah, it's been coming up and hitting this area of resistance here, and it's come back up and hit it again. Now it's breaking down. Yeah, I expect it to get to this area, but I reckon it will do this. There'll be a lot of choppiness and volatility to remain, I think. So all eyes on the US dollar, the dollar index and the US dollar. This has also created this choppiness. Is the dollar going to keep going higher and higher? Will it weaken? And then also, yeah, also the interference from Japan. Yeah, it's made the Japanese yen pairs untradeable. Yeah, if you look at some of these yen pairs, yeah, it's just become a little bit. I mean, a good example are these yen pairs. Yeah, if you look at Aussie dollar yen or New Zealand dollar yen, let's have a look. Yeah, if you look at these pairs, I mean, it's just created this in the market. That's New Zealand yen. This is Aussie dollar yen. It's just created this uncertainty in the market. Yeah, people might want to buy this pair, but they won't, because when will the next Japanese government intervention be? Also, yeah, many things, oil prices with the war in Ukraine, and there's a number of things that making the market super volatile at the moment. Yeah, and you can feel it. Yeah, I don't know about you guys, but you can feel that volatility, and it creeps into your trading. Yeah, you think, oh, should I get out of this trade? And my advice, guys, is to take profit earlier. Yeah, because of all this whipsawiness. Yeah, it's a word. Check it out in the dictionary. Yeah, I would take profits quicker. Yeah, my 80-20 rule is not a bad idea in these volatile markets. All right, guys. So I hope that answers your question, John. Many reasons. Yes, and also Liz Truss. I apologize now for British politics. Yeah, I'm in Dubai. I have nothing to do with it. All right, let's carry on. Okay, so my stuff is under that level. Okay, you're sure I've been watching this pair. Okay, so Jade Lifestyle, Euro Aussie dollar short. Let's see what you're saying. If I remember rightly from my analysis this morning, a short could be on with this pair. Okay, so Euro US dollar. So guys, this was a great trade, remember, a couple of days ago. So remember, this was once resistance. When it broke, retested, it became great support, And some of you guys I know took this trade back up to here, okay, with this green candle here. Yeah, I know some of you got in on that trade, you lucky devils. I didn't. It didn't retrace for me. I couldn't get in on this trade, but it was a great trade back up to these highs. Yeah, that should be your target. Now it's hit those highs, guys. And if we take a look at the weekly chart, can we short this? The problem is just this weekly, the weekly time frame is in an uptrend, yeah, and it's bounced off of this grey zone already, okay. The day chart is in an uptrend, yeah, as we can clearly see, yeah. Don't need to be Warren Buffett, that's my favorite saying. Don't need to be Warren Buffett to realize that's in an uptrend. But yeah, let's look at the lower time frames. Let's see what the H4 is telling us. We haven't had a breakdown in H4 structure either. So once this high here was, yeah, so price was in a downtrend, yeah, but then once this high gets taken out, yeah, we're technically in an uptrend, although it is hitting this area of resistance. So everything but buys for me, really. If we go down to the H1 chart, then H1 is breaking down. Okay, so if you are in a short Jade and you're looking to short this, then I think you could potentially take shorts down to this level. Okay, let's make it the psychological level of, yeah, 15,500. So if you are in a short Jade, I reckon, yeah, because of H1 structure, clearly in a downtrend, I think we could take it back down to here. Okay, I would close some of my trade here. It could potentially come back down to here, but because of that H4 structure, the day structure, the weekly structure, I wouldn't like to keep shorting it back to this level. But I think price could come down to this 1550 level. All right, so that's Euro Aussie Dollar Jade. I hope that helps you with that. Natural gas, I don't trade it, Amit. Yeah, I wouldn't like to start looking at something I don't trade. So yeah, I don't trade natural gas. What I will do, I will have a look at natural gas during the week, see how it performs, and I will get back to you next week, Amit. All right. Yes, A-Rod, US dollar, Canadian dollar is breaking down. Do I wait for a retrace? Yes, you wait for a retrace, okay? There's a couple of things you can do here, guys. Yeah, so let's look at an example here. Okay, so I'm just taking an extreme example, all right? So we're going to look at this candle here. So this is a good technique to use for breakouts or potentially fake outs, but breakouts, yeah? So let's say I'm looking for shorts on US dollar, Canadian dollar, which I have been for literally 8 years, okay? So H1 structure here is in an uptrend. Higher highs, yeah, higher highs, and then structure starts breaking down, okay? So let's say these H1 lows here, when they break, yeah, we are looking for shorts. Okay, so let's just keep it as simple as that. Let's keep this area here. Actually, I'm going to use a grey zone so it stays there. All right, so this was the last H1. Use this technique, guys, it helps. This was the last H1 low. All right, and then when I get a break of this low with this candle, I am looking for shorts. All right. What a lot of us do, we worry about missing out on the trade. And I get it. FOMO is real. Yeah. So what a lot of you will do is when you see this bearish candle, you will enter 100% of your trade. Yeah. At this level. Okay. But then all of a sudden, your risk to reward is not great. Yeah, let's say this is your target. Yeah, so this becomes your reward. Okay, and then depending on where you put your stop, I would suggest you could put your stop above this last H1 candle. Because it was such a aggressive candle downwards, you could put your stop loss here. Okay, I usually put my stop loss above the entry candle, and this candle here is the entry candle. Okay, so this is your risk. Yeah, this is your reward. Yeah, trade doesn't make sense. All right, so what you can do is this. Yeah, so let's say you trade with 100K. I always use 100K because my maths, it helps my maths. Okay, so we've got 100K. This is 100% of your trade usually. Yeah, what we do, because we don't want to miss out and we all struggle with the fear of missing out, mastering the fear of missing out is a skill in itself. But instead, when we see this candle hit here, we enter 50K. So basically 50% of our trade. Yeah, not all of it. With the hope or with the understanding that it could retrace. And then once price gets back into this grey zone, we can then enter the next 50%. Okay. Yeah. So now your average price is around here. Here's your stop and here's your target. Now the risk to reward makes sense. Yeah, this is your, I'm going to put A for average price. Yeah, if you enter a short here and a short here, this will be your average short. Now this is your risk. Okay. Apologies for drawing with the mouse. I know I apologize every week with the mouse, but, and then this is your reward. Now the trade makes more sense with your risk to reward. So when you get those huge, big fake out candles, not fake out, but breakout, because this was a breakout. This was not a fake out. This carried on down. Yeah. Adopt this. Yeah. Because if you suffer with fear of missing out, you're in the trade, but only for 50%. And then if it does retrace, great. You can enter the other 50% at a better price. And then it makes the whole trade look more rosier. Your risk to reward is good and everything is wonderful. All right. So yeah, use that A-Rod. I hope that helps. Right. Lots of questions. Let's go. No, I don't trade natural gas. I'm avoiding. Yeah, I'm avoiding yen pairs. I agree. Avoid yen pairs. What is with gold? Why does it jump? Okay, so we looked at gold earlier. Gold. We've looked at gold earlier. Motivation for life. We looked at gold earlier, and gold was pretty much, we couldn't trade it today. So guys, let me show you the other trades that I'm looking at, guys. All right, so we've got lots of trades to look at. So let me get through some of them. So US dollar, Canadian dollar, guys, we're looking to short this pair. All right, I've shown you the gray zones. Yeah, these are the gray zones on the H1 chart. Yeah, so we're looking to take price from here downwards or even here downwards. Euro US dollar. This is the next trade idea because I believe we can at least, mind you, it's probably already, okay, we don't have much room to move into here, guys, but this, yeah, I believe price wants to get back to this parity. Okay, so yeah, this parity is a target. So price has broken out of our triangle and we've had this bullish candle. Yeah, so the idea is just to take price back up to parity, which also corresponds with this last high here. Yeah, the price is already moving. We might not have, yeah, a trade here because we might not have a chance to get into it. If we drop down to the H1, I would want to see price come back to this level. Yeah, test it. We get a bullish reaction and then I can start taking price higher. If price breaks this zone, yeah, then it could potentially come back down to this area. Do I want to keep buying from here? No, I just want to see it react at this zone. If it starts breaking H1 structure, I'm not interested. Okay, so yeah, that's what I want to see on euro US dollar. Retrace to here, we get in back up to that parity level. If it breaks H1 structure, remember guys, I love being with H1 structure. H1 structure is like Gal Gadot to me. I love it. Okay, so if price starts breaking this H1 structure, I'm not interested. All right. Next trade idea for today was this. We were looking at the New Zealand pairs, guys. All right, so pound New Zealand. So what I'm seeing here, guys, is this head and shoulders pattern. Yeah. So pound New Zealand, this is a trade idea as well. So yeah, we spoke about this before. Yeah, price is in an uptrend, higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows. Remember, we took some buys from here. Yeah, and the target was back up to this blue line. Okay, price gets back up to this blue line and starts coming down. We're seeing a head and shoulders pattern. Yeah, I know how much you love these head and shoulders patterns. So shoulder, head, shoulder. All right. So that's what I'm seeing on pound New Zealand on the day chart. What also gives me confidence to perhaps start shorting at this blue line is the weekly chart. Yeah, look at the bearishness of this weekly candle. All right, so this also gives us a bit of impetus to take price lower. Okay, so but what I want to see is this, guys. Yeah. This is now the H1 chart. So if we really zoom out, yeah, this is like the head and shoulders you're seeing. Yeah, shoulder, head, potential shoulder. Yeah, that's what you're seeing, but that's on the H1 chart. Okay, so price could potentially come back up just to hit this level. Okay. So price could come back up just to hit this level. But either way, what I want to do, I want to see a breakdown in H1 structure. All right. So yeah, price is in an uptrend here. It's sort of contracting, which tells me we could have a structure change. But I want to see a break of this low. Yeah, I want to see a break of this low, retest, and then we could potentially take price lower. All right, guys, so pound New Zealand, again, I'm just going to let the H1 structure guide me on pound New Zealand, but I'm looking for shorts. And of course, guys, you still need to keep an eye on that H4 chart. Yeah, you don't want to be selling into H4 resistance, support, sorry. All right, so pound New Zealand, this was also a trade idea for today. If it does come back up and hit this level, yeah, maybe it will do something like this. Yeah. But then we see a breakdown. Okay. But we just want to see a structure breakdown on pound New Zealand dollar. All right, guys. So that's a trade idea for today. Also, euro New Zealand dollar potentially. Yeah. So, sorry, guys. Let me explain why on the day chart. So I know we spoke about euro Aussie dollar earlier on, and it was difficult to short this. But for me, for this is more palatable to short euro against the New Zealand dollar. And I'll explain why. So first of all, on the weekly chart, we have this humongous negative candle. And I think we can take price back down to this level here. Yeah, this last high. Okay, so I think price wants to come down to this level before perhaps it comes back up. Okay, this is what that red candle is telling me, right? Then if we go to the day chart, guys, we've potentially seen a structure break. Yeah, so we're clearly in an uptrend. Remember, you don't have to be Warren Buffett. Higher highs, higher lows, higher highs. We've also got a bit of area here that was eventually broken, and it wasn't creating higher highs. Okay, so remember, if price isn't creating higher highs, price could be breaking down. And then sure enough, once these lows here are broken, yeah, I think we could potentially be looking for shorts, okay, back down to this level. All right. To be honest with you guys, my first target would be here, back down to the last daily low. And then if we go to the H1 chart, again, what I'm looking for is a breakdown in H1 structure. I mean, we are technically getting lower lows here, yeah, on the H1. But what I want to see is a break of this zone here. Yeah, I want to see a break of this zone, guys. Yeah, I want to see a break, a retest, a negative, a bearish reaction, and then we could take price lower. All right, guys. So yeah, they're two of the, so Euro New Zealand short, Pound New Zealand short, US dollar Canadian dollar long, and Euro US dollar long. Although the Euro US dollar, guys, we haven't got much more room to move into. What else was I seeing? I was seeing so many things this morning. Yes, I was potentially looking at yen pairs. I know I said I'm staying away from yen pairs, but I just want to show you this. They're perhaps not trade ideas, but they're of interest, let's say. So pound yen, yeah, it's coming up to this weekly high. Yeah, and this weekly high held. Yeah, this weekly candle closed back into these lows. So this weekly candle held, and price is literally at the top of that candle, that wick. So if we look at the day chart as well, yeah, it's literally at this zone here. All right. If it breaks this zone, yeah, not interested. Yeah, if it comes up and breaks this zone, not interested. But because we're at that level with the weekly candle, what I'm going to look for, it's a potential trade idea. We could look for a H1 structured break here. Yeah, so as you can see, guys, I'm going to remove this gray zone now. So that's the daily and weekly high. Yeah, that's what this gray zone represents. But now I'm going to close it so we can look at H1 structure. All right. So again, guys, yeah, price is clearly in an uptrend on the H1. Higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows. I'm going to release a song. Higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows. Christmas #1. What do you reckon? Sorry, guys, going insane. But what I want to see is then price. We want to see a H1 structure breakdown. So again, it's encouraging. Price is not creating higher highs. Yeah. And then what I want to see is a breakdown of these lows. Yeah. Retest, come lower. Okay. So I'm seeing that on pound yen. If that happens, we could look for shorts, guys. Same to be said for euro yen. Again, exactly the same trade pretty much. Yeah, if we look at the weekly chart, yeah, this weekly candle literally just closed into this last high. Yeah, so this weekly high here, yeah, these weekly highs have held on the weekly chart. Okay, if we go to the day chart, yeah, I know we've basically got a large bearish candle within a large bullish candle. I know this creates a lot of indecision. I'm just showing you this is of interest. Okay. Again, if we go down to the H1 chart, I'm just looking for a H1 structure break. Price could come back up to here, test this high, and then perhaps we get a bit of range before a break. All right, guys, and we can trade the break of this structure. So again, GBP, so pound against the yen, euro against the yen. If we start getting a H1 structure breakdown, obviously keep an eye on the H4 and it makes sense. Yeah, we could start looking for shorts here as well, guys. Is there anything? There's so many trades I was interested in today. Let's take a quick look at Bitcoin. For all you crypto lovers, yeah, this area here, this gray zone has been the zone. Basically, this this low here, this grey zone here, and this grey zone here has just been ranging. Okay. All right. But if we get a break of this grey zone, then a retest, then I think this could be a great long, because we have so much room to move into before this last high here, which would be the target. But we have to see a break in this grey zone. This is potentially a day trade, guys, a swing trade, really. I would want to see the day close, the day candle close above this grey zone. Then, so it's potentially a trade for tomorrow. Let's see what happens with this day, the day candle today. If it breaks this grey zone, yeah, crypto lovers will be happy. This has a lot of room to move into. Guys, what I'd like to do now is just say, guys, if you've enjoyed this live, then why not come join us? Yeah, subscribe to the channel, Simply Forex, smash that notification button, and also smash that like button. Yeah, it really helps support the channel, guys, and we would love to have you on the channel. Also, guys, we've got a Discord channel, so you'll see the link in the comments below the vid. If you join that, you will join a group of loads of marvelous traders. Yeah, they're all in there sharing their trade ideas. A few of the Discord guys are on here today. Yeah, join that, guys. You won't be disappointed. There's loads of good ideas being batted about as to what trades you could take for today. Guys, what else? Yeah, and if you're interested in being mentored by myself one-on-one, then yeah, then email us at hello simplyforex@gmail.com. Guys, we're going to take a quick look at the news now. So I hope you can see the news chart. Yes, I can see on my screen that you can see it. I don't know if you can hear my voice. My mic is somewhere else. Okay. So news for today, what is today? For Wednesday. I haven't even told you what day of the week it is. Wednesday, the 26th of October. So the first piece of news that we're interested in, guys, is this. Yeah, the big news for today, guys. It's the interest rate decision of Canada. So at 3 o'clock London GMT, guys, yeah, you must be aware of that coming out. So that will make the Canadian dollar more volatile than a UFC fighter. Yeah, I keep saying my ex-girlfriend. I've got to spice it up a little bit. It will be more volatile than a UFC fighter. So at 3 o'clock London GMT, if you're in any Canadian dollar pair, you know, perhaps close it for a small piece of profit, or really tighten your stop, or just get out of the trade. Yeah, trading the news like that is gambling in my eyes. We've also got new home sales as well coming out of the United States. Yeah, sorry guys, let me just grab the mouse. What else have we got? And then, yeah, we've also got, yeah, the press conference. This is just as important, guys, as the data release itself. So this is at 4 o'clock London GMT, the press conference, which basically explains their reasoning behind the figure that is released. This will make the Canadian dollar just as volatile. All right, so that's the news for today. Have we got any more questions? No, we've done gold. Back to the ones we get. Great, thanks, Tom. No, we don't have any more questions, guys. So just have a quick recap. My trade ideas for today are US dollar, Canadian dollar short, Euro, US dollar long. We're also looking at pound New Zealand short if we get a H1 breakdown, and Euro New Zealand short if we get a H1 breakdown. And we're also interested in Bitcoin if it breaks that grey zone. I told you there's lots of stuff today. And also the yen pairs, they're literally at those weekly highs. So if we see a H1 structure and a bit of momentum down, then we could perhaps jump in on those as well. That's it, guys. I think we're going to finish there. If you've enjoyed it, like I say, please subscribe, like, and share. I hope you have a fantastic trading day, guys, and I will see you tomorrow.